So I have just arrived in India and now I'm waiting for the meeting with the doctor, and that's the beginning. So I just came back earlier from the hospital to my room, and it was a pretty rough day. In the hospital I managed to do a blood test and x-rays for my legs. They need to see the proportions of my bones, and I had a talk with the doctor that is gonna do the surgery on me. He explained there how everything works, if how much can I grow with it, and the whole process, of course. Thing is, like, the hospital was on one hand looking pretty impressive and advanced, and on the other hand sketchy. And I think that's true for most things in India. It's like you can see stuff that looks alright, but at the same time they look sketchy, and it kind of worries. But again, this is something that I took into consideration, knowing that I'm going to do in a place that is cheaper. But the hospital that I'm gonna be in is relatively good, and it like has pretty advanced technology to use. So why I'm doing this limb lengthening surgery? Well, it all started like probably 2 years ago, when I wanted to get more into fitness, to be a footballer on like amateur, semi-professional level, because that's what I used to do when I was younger, and I just wanted to come back to it. And at the time I was a personal trainer. I still am today, but like I'm doing it less often. But back then I used to have my own studio and I used to train people. And I was very big. I was pretty buff, and I didn't like give it any attention, and didn't think about it too much. But then I decided to fuck it, let's go play some football with people, or soccer if you're from America. I didn't think about how my knees will be working now that I'm like more than 30 kilogram more than I used to be. So I found a group of people who play together in like street football, nothing too special, but I figured it would be like a good way to get into like fitness again. And I told myself that I'll just like get a diet, like through playing and through like eating less and stuff like that, and that's how I'll lose weight, and eventually I will be able to play like I used to. So I played with those guys a couple of times. I felt like I'm way heavier. I still felt like I'm pretty good at it. I still felt like I'm pretty fast, even though I was pretty big. But I was significantly heavier. And about the seventh or eighth time that I went to play with them, I just tried to do a dribble, and my leg got stuck in the ground. My whole body just turned around, and I found myself just screaming on the floor from pain and agony. And it was like one of the worst couple of minutes I had in my life. At that time I didn't realize what happened, but after a couple of days I realized it's really serious, because I couldn't stand on my leg anymore. My leg was just like completely numb. Everything was completely like out of place, and soon I will get the news that I tore my ACL and my meniscus, and I broke some of my bone. It's a pretty serious injury, and I had to go through the surgery to get it like ACL reconstruction, and it was successful surgery, but at the same time they had complication with straightening my leg. No matter how hard I tried to straighten my leg, I just couldn't, and it was really awful, and it made everything harder for me. And at that time I still thought about coming back to play football, coming back to be able to do the things I love. I started my cutting process, like eating way less food, getting way leaner to be able to come back to even walking at first, because I couldn't even walk at first. I had to use crunches. The bottom line, I had to go through three surgeries throughout this year just to get my legs straight and be able to walk normally. But eventually I did it. I managed to be able to walk, to straighten my leg, to even play football again with friends. And I thought that okay, let's give it a chance. Let's try and train myself to be able to do it. But I figured that no matter how much effort I put into it, I just couldn't be like I used to be before the injury. And it kind of like tore me apart. It really hurt me. It really hurt me the understanding that this like childhood dream would not come true. And for the last like 6 7 months I used to play every week with my friends and trying to get better, but I just felt like my knees are getting weaker and more prone to injuries, like not only on my knees, even like my hips and everywhere else, no matter how much effort I put into it. And I figured that I'm closer to get injured again and to be on like surgery room before like anything to think about like playing football on an amateur level again. Sorry about my English, it's just not my first language, but I'm trying my best. In the last, I guess, 2 months, I came to a realization that it's not gonna happen, and so I thought to myself, like, okay, what's your next dream? Like, what else do you want to achieve in life? And I thought about the fact that I would like to be taller. That's like the bottom line of it. I'm not a short guy like most of the people that do these surgeries. Like right now I'm standing at 176 centimeters, which is like scratching the 5'10". I guess I'm a 5'10" when I wake up in the morning, but I don't count it like that's my height. So I wanted to be just a bit taller than that, and it's not that deep. It's just like thinking, okay, I wouldn't be able to do sport like I used to be able to do. So at least let's like enjoy something else in life. And I care a lot about my looks, and whether it's like how I do my hair, how I take care of my face and my skin, and how I take care of my body, whether it's training every day and stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to be taller. I'll probably do a video that will explain it in a much longer way on why I decided to do this surgery and what led me to do such a crazy decision. But for now, just like and subscribe if you like this content. I know many people are thinking about doing this kind of stuff. Let me know if you have any specific questions, anything specific that you want to ask me, and I will answer for you anything that you need.